Welcome in, traveler. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Fantasy Football RPG Podcast. It's time to level up in fantasy football.
Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football RPG Podcast. We're going to take you right into episode 41, continuing on with our expertly named Division Town series, heading into that chock-a-block full of good stuff AFC. We're starting a little slow with the AFC South, but definitely some good stuff to talk about. Still some juicy content that myself and Mike are going to run through for you guys. Give our general review of the division and the teams that lurk within, such as the Tennessee Titans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans, and the Indianapolis Colts. You know, it's funny, with one half of the Division Town series completed, it sort of begs the question, what will we be talking about once the series has concluded? Well, that's something we're going to have to figure out, I'm sure. But if you're listening to this and you have any sort of suggestions on what you would like to hear us talk about, please let us know. We are opening up more and more the different channels that you can support us on, listen to the show on. We uploaded episode 40 to our new YouTube channel. You can find us there at youtube.com/@FFRPGpod. Or if you are on that funny bird app, Twitter, you can find us at FFRPGpod. Always looking for feedback, guys. This is a fun show to record. I love making it with all of my good pals, but I also want it to be a fun listening experience for you guys at home. So if there's anything you want to hear, anything you think we could do better, if you want the Spotify for Podcasters ad to be longer, if you want me to tack on a few minutes to that bad boy, please let me know. We are always willing to adjust and try to do better to make it a better show. Or if you're just liking what you're hearing, likes, comments, subscribes, views, all that stuff really, really helps. And we'll continue to help this show to reach as high as it possibly can. There's obviously a great litany of different fantasy football podcasts and shows to watch and listen to. And I am very, very appreciative of anyone that lends their ears to this one in particular. So thank you. I will say, if you want a more direct dialogue with me or Mike or Evan or Eric, or really any of the really cool cats that are a part of RPG Nation, the best way to chat with us all is by joining the Discord. There's always going to be a link to join our community Discord in the episode description. So if you have a Discord and you would like to come and join the family, please do so. We would love to see you there. But enough of me blathering on about social medias. I'm sure you would love to take the next few minutes to hear me blather on about our sponsor, Spotify for Podcasters, after which we will take you right into the ep. As always, thank you so much for listening, and please do enjoy this podcast.
if you can just like sing your ABCs or something, like let me know how it's going.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'll sing you something else.
That is, I mean, if you have any Adele songs you really want to sing, I'm all ears.
Yeah, maybe next time on the Adele songs. No, I'll sing you. I'll sing you a little lullaby.
Perfect. All right.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. I just finished a round of golf. My buddy shot under 90, which made me just feel terrible. And I shot barely under 100, which is amazing for me. So we both had a good time. Got the wife and I, it's this weird little like super small golf course where you can get tacos at the turn, beers at the turn. It's like attached to a brewery and a taco stand. So the vibes are good there.
Yeah.
Shaka Taco / Ironclad. They're good. But
so you load up on tacos before the podcast?
I tried to. I had a protein shake for breakfast and I was just fighting demons on the golf course because you can't play golf without drinking at least 7 to 12 beers.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, how do you not get down on tacos though? How do you I couldn't do it. How do you restrain yourself from a good taco?
I had a quesadilla and a taco, and Olivia had 2 tacos and a bowl of rice, but it's still, I'm a 6'3", 245 guy. If the Washington Commanders are looking for a tight end, I got you. But how are you? How's work been? What's up?
Oh yeah, man. It's going all right. You know, we're right now into like kind of the busier season of my job. So it's a little hectic week to week, but you know, we're getting through it. It's making the weeks go by real fast. So that's nice.
Oh yeah.
New dog is coming into her own. She's getting a little more personable, letting us like pet her and stuff. So yeah, that's going pretty good.
Cool.
Yep.
Was she a rescue or was she a buy?
She was a rescue. Yeah. So she has a sad story. She came from like a hoarding situation and was taken from the people that had her that were just basically like letting their dogs breed nonstop, and they had like 20 of them in there. Yeah. And so she got put in the shelter with like her 8 other brothers and sisters, and they all got adopted. And then she got adopted twice and brought back to the shelter because she's like super shy. Like she doesn't like people. She doesn't want people to touch her at all. And so people weren't patient with her, and they just kept bringing her back. And so she was like a little traumatized from all that, understandably so. But once we learned her whole story, like we were like, okay, yeah, let's take her home and give her a good place. So, but yeah, she's starting to sleep next to me at night and stuff. It feels good. Yeah,
that's amazing. This is your message to adopt. Don't shop. You can hop on to there's Pet Finder, there's just Google dogs for adoption near me. There are all of these opportunities to find dogs that need homes that aren't the like ASPCA super bred amazing dogs, but they're cool dogs with cool stories that need a home. So adopt, don't shop.
100%, man. 100%. We've adopted all of our animals. We're up to 2 dogs and 2 cats now. I even have a snake.
That's awesome.
So just a house.
Nice.
A house is a zoo right now. So, but it's a good time. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna shift the tone a little, like down a little bit. I got a message from my brother. He's still living with our childhood dog. So one has already gone on. Buddy, amazing dog. He was a border collie. Adopted him when my dad was deployed, actually. And then we adopted Boo when my parents split. A little pit bull. She's amazing. Loves the family. Protects her with everything she has. Like if somebody comes in the door, she's immediately like, stop right there. I need to make sure that you're okay. Then we say, hey, Boo, she's fine. And then all of a sudden, Boo is your best friend. She's probably only got a couple of weeks left. So,
oh man,
it's part of getting older and part of growing up. But yeah, again, adopt, don't shop. So
it's right. I mean, you can be, looking back on those good memories and knowing that like you gave her a really good home to live in. It's sad either way. My dog that my wife and I adopted when we moved up to Washington, like literally within like the first 2 years, I think we moved up here, and the first apartment we got where they were like, okay, yeah, you can have a dog. We were like, yeah, we're gonna go get a dog. She made it 10 good years, and then she passed really suddenly and from like a random terrible thing. And I'm still like, that was a year or two ago, and now I'm still broken up about it. It's hard to get over, but you love these things to death, man. And when they go, it's hard to fill that hole in your heart.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, it's super cool that you adopt dogs. Like, not even, this isn't for content or anything. Like, there are just so many animals that need homes, and they're also like kids that need homes. Like, I grew up in a foster family. We fostered a little girl. It ended up not working out for the adoption. There was like blood relatives that wanted her too, but taught her to walk, taught her to talk, taught her to like be a little human.
That's awesome.
So when it comes to kids, when it comes to dogs, when it comes to cats, like when it comes to anything, like adopting is cool. And yeah.
Respect, man, for sure. I like that you do that too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I had a feeling also just coming into it, knowing the kind of guy you are. I'm like, yeah, that dude adopts dogs for sure.
Yeah. You can tell immediately. It's like,
absolutely.
He doesn't care about purebreds. He's also a slumlord.
Well, here I am sitting here, man. I'm a mutt, so yeah, I'll give into some mutts too, and have a little mutt family. Bringing it up though a little bit from that, I actually wanted to ask you, because I mean, getting to know you better, knowing that you adopt dogs, that's awesome. But another just like get to know you question I had for you: what is like the thing that you, because I'm going to be going on vacation here pretty soon in like a month or so. What's the thing that you bring with you like on a trip that you need to like distract yourself?
Great question. It's going to sound funny, but I actually normally bring my phone with me because I'm doing like fantasy stuff on the side, or I can still write and edit from my phone as I'm doing like last word on sports stuff. I'll just be like, yeah, somebody's got an article up. Let me just like figure out the kinks, get it read, and send it up. So yeah, normally it's my phone, but if I had to bring something other than like phone, wallet, keys, shout out to Adam Sandler for the amazing song, Phone, Wallet, Keys. It's probably, I'm going to say like workout stuff. Like I like to go for a run in new places. I like to go for a jog, figure out what's going on. If there's a weight room, experience a new weight room, because like every different room has its own feel. But what about you? If you go on vacation, what are you bringing with you?
So it used to be like my laptop. I used to like have a gaming laptop and bring that everywhere, but it's so like heavy that I got over it at a certain point. My big saving grace was finding the Nintendo Switch and getting that all set up with some sick games to play. That's really fun. You feel a little silly. I mean, at least I do, sitting on a plane playing a Nintendo Switch. It feels a little weird, especially when you're flying next to strangers. It's like, oh, are you gonna watch me play Zelda? Like, that's a little odd. But you know what's the two things that I definitely don't bring to an airport is guns. I don't bring loaded guns.
Oh man, are we just hopping into this? Shout out to Jack Jones, who I guess I'll break the news. He brought 2 guns, not just one. You heard of 2 chains. Jack Jones' new name is 2 guns.
One gun ain't enough.
He brought 2 guns to an airport. He's arrested on felony charges, and he will not be playing Zelda at an airport anytime soon. So he made fun of Ja Morant for bringing guns around, and now that was a freezing cold take. Any thoughts on Jack Jones or his 1 reception for 1 touchdown this last year?
I mean, what a choice to make, bringing not only 1 loaded gun but 2. And then the part I really liked is that he pled not guilty, which I find, I mean, I guess you have an NFL lawyer, should be a pretty skillful lawyer, but also pretty cut and dry, man. You brought 2 loaded guns to an airport.
I don't know what he's expecting. Like you can't be caught randomly bringing guns. Like, no, you brought firearms to an airport. It's open and closed.
What defense could he even possibly have? Like,
Nothing.
what is he going to even
Nothing.
say? What's his lawyer going to say? A lawyer took his case and had him plead not guilty. Like, that did happen.
We've already spent more time talking about Jack Jones than I ever wanted to. So if you want to move, I have two options. Would you like to move to a potential sponsor, or would you like to move to the Bills' leading receiver?
Well, let's talk sponsor, but I do just want to give a quick thank you to Jack Jones for allowing me that brilliant segue of asking you a get to know you question and then getting right into the news.
Just amazing. Hey, what do you want to bring to an airport? Firearms. But anyway, that crack was Busch Light. If Anheuser-Busch would like to sponsor us, cheers.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah. But moving on to our second point, Diggs is reportedly unhappy with his role in Buffalo. It must be terrible being a top 5 receiver in the league and a top 3 most targeted receiver in the league. Do you think that there's anywhere he could go that he would be happy, or he's just going to be repeatedly unhappy until he wins the Super Bowl?
This is kind of shaping up to be who he is. Unfortunately, I bet he doesn't want to be known as disgruntled Stephon Diggs. I don't know if you watch Gridiron Heights, that little YouTube cartoon, but they have the running joke where every single year they have a different clip of Stephon Diggs being disgruntled, and it's just disgruntled Diggs. It's who he is. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. What did he get, like 1,500 yards and like 12 touchdowns last year?
Yeah, he finished as like a top 6 or 7 wide receiver.
So look, I mean, he's brutal. in one of the best situations possible. The thing I heard that was kind of disputed by Ian Rappaport was that he was upset because there was the money restructure where he was told that they were restructuring his money to bring in DeAndre Hopkins, and then that obviously didn't happen, and he was mad about that. But when you dig into that, and again, I think Ian Rappaport already like kind of dismantled this. When you dig into it, it's not like he took a pay cut. It's just he's getting more money now. Like, he's getting more upfront money, which is like always a good thing, I thought. So I don't think that can be it. I don't know what else it could be unless there's just like a weird personal beef thing going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, I think it's just Diggs is not pleased with his role, but despite being in the perfect situation. But there's nothing else to really say about Diggs. He's just going to continue to be a wide receiver diva. Maybe this is the Terrell Owens of our time. But is there anybody – there's all of this camp hype just like floating around trying to figure out, we heard Logan Thomas is going to be the next Travis Kelce. We heard Isaiah Pacheco is the next Jamal Charles. Like, is there any camp hype that you're truly buying into, or is it just –
That one is true. That one is true. Pacheco, that one is true.
Yeah.
That one will happen because
I'll send you 3 firsts for him real quick.
In every league last year in all my rookie drafts, I took Isaiah Pacheco in the 5th round where I could get him. So I have like 1 million shares of Pacheco. So he's going to be the next Jamal Charles for sure. But yeah, I mean, I kind of have been saying it show to show that like all the OTA stuff, it's so easy, I feel like, for people less experienced with this scene to look at OTA stuff and look at training camp hype and be like, ooh, this means something. But until those pads come on, man, I'm watching it, I'm looking at it, I'm reading the tweets, I'm just not buying any of it. The only thing that I'm kind of raising an eyebrow about right now is just the positivity surrounding Jordan Love right now. I still am not going to come out there and say it like that Jordan Love's going to be amazing and light the world on fire. I think the Packers would definitely be under some sort of investigation for witchcraft if they actually manage to get 3 caliber, like awesome quarterbacks starting for them 3 times in a row. I just don't believe it's possible. Personally, can he be decent though? I think he might be decent. And when you have like his I think it was Jair Alexander, the top CB, coming up and like going out of his way to talk him praises and say how good he called him the best QB in the league, which I know is obviously hyperbole, but he's saying it. So like, either he's okay, I get it, you're not going to talk bad about your guy, right? He's your starting quarterback either way. But if he stinks, like if he really stinks, Alexander is going to be like talked about for that. It's going to be like, hey, remember when you said this guy was the best QB and he freaking sucked? Like, so that kind of made me pause for a minute, seeing like just everyone talking his praises, and especially when his top CB comes out there and says he's the best. It's definitely got me piqued interest a little bit.
Yeah, Jordan Love definitely met like the minimum requirements for his teammates to be excited about him.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we should all be excited about him, but this is a great note for dynasty players of any caliber, of any rank. Like, when you hear camp hype, this is an opportunity for you to find that dude in your league that buys into it way too much and be like, hey, did you hear about Gibson? He's the new McCaffrey. Hey, did you hear about Jordan Love? He's the best quarterback in the league. And then pair them with a first, move up a full 3 to 4 tiers and like get you that stud and just continue to move on with your life. And like, worst case scenario, Jordan Love is a top 10 quarterback. Best case scenario, Jordan Love flames out of the league and you sold high on him. So just, do that with a grain of salt. I didn't add this next note in our show notes, so I'll let you take the lead. But speaking of biggest news of the week, you want to break it?
Yeah, man. I mean, this literally just popped up on my timeline as I was getting ready for the show tonight. Turns out there's a little bit of a police investigation happening down there in Miami for one Tyreek Hill for an alleged assault on a marina employee. I got a little more info about this, rather, digging into it a little bit. I guess his crew was trying to board a boat, and the marina employee was like, no, don't do that because you can't board this boat. And Tyreek Hill came up behind him and slapped him upside the head, like in the back of the head. And I guess the employee is not pressing charges at this time. So there's that. There does seem to be an alleged video, though, of this assault, which how the NFL likes to see their violence on videos.
I was going to say, this is TMZ's whole business model, is NFL players committing assault on video.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just think back to like Kareem Hunt, which obviously that was a bad situation. You don't want to see that happen. It was a little bit like, I don't know, mild in terms of like violence on video, like being like put out there, in my opinion, at least. I mean, I've just seen a lot worse from other NFL players and them getting like less punishment than I feel like Kareem Hunt got. But I feel like the point is the video, I think, really plays a big part in this kind of thing. If the guy doesn't press charges, probably goes away, like maybe a slap on the wrist, maybe. But I think if there's video and if the guy changes his mind and is like, oh, wait, I actually didn't know this guy was an NFL player. Yeah, I'm definitely pressing charges. Give me $1 million, please. That could be bad news, man. That you don't want to see that. You don't like to see that.
I feel like, so on a scale from 1 being like, I flick your nose on video, to 10 being the Kareem Hunt punting a human being on video, like how bad is it?
I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like it lies somewhere in the middle. I mean, especially if the guy goes out of his way. I mean, the information is out there that he's not pressing charges and he doesn't seem injured. From what I read, it sounded like Tyreek Hill came up behind him and slapped him upside the head, like in the back of the head. So it seems pretty mild, like generally speaking. Okay. So maybe nothing to worry about, but something to keep your eyes on for sure. If anyone is sort of panicking about this, maybe a shot to go get Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's coming off of like the best wide receiver season ever. So if he faces no punishment, you can get him for a little cheaper based on this news. Might be a
shoot
good
your
move.
Shot. I mean, might as well.
Yeah.